Hi guys, how are y'all? My name is Phillip, and I'm here with another episode of Blue Collar Crypto, and we're here today with Tom from Plank, and he is here going to be telling us why mobile first is the idea behind what they're building, why it matters, and maybe some alpha on an airdrop here. So I'm going to turn it over to Tom. Tom, how are you doing this morning?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me and us as a project.
Nice. So tell me about yourself, how you got into the space, how long you've been in the space, just a little brief history about yourself.
Yeah, of course. So from trade, I am a product marketer and product manager. I used to do that for like a bunch of Web2 companies. And about like 4 years ago, I got really into crypto. And then I found the Cosmos network, and it instantly resonated with me because I saw the interoperability as its biggest, I guess, as its biggest plus. And I did a bunch of stuff. I used like every DeFi app on Cosmos. I was trading on Osmosis. I held almost all the coins, and I think I invested a large amount of money, for me at least at the time, into Cosmos coins. And a week later, Terra crashed. So, but I stuck to it, even though I lost like a significant portion of my funds. It is what it is. And then at some point, the Plank network launched, and I was just chilling in their Discord. I was interested in anything like launching on Cosmos, right? And I figured out they were Dutch, and I am also Dutch. And I contacted them and I said, "Yo, you guys need someone for marketing. Clearly, I think I can do it better than you guys. How about I join the team part time?" And that was like 3 years ago, I think. And after a year, we just said like, let's go full time into Web3. So that's a little bit of my story. I rolled into it very organically.
Nice, nice. That seems to be a common theme inside the Cosmos is people become fans of the network, they become users of the platform, and then they somehow get integrated into the platform. I've heard that several times with a couple different interviews. So tell me more about Plank.
Yeah, of course. So the Plank network is a layer one chain within the Cosmos ecosystem. So our chain is built on the Cosmos SDK, obviously. And we use the Ethereum virtual machine. So we use EVM for smart contracts. So no CosmWasm like you're used to with Osmosis, for example. But that isn't what really makes us very special. What makes us special, I guess, is the fact that we focus on mobile first development. So anything we do with like the mobile user in mind. And the reason we do this is because of the entire population on Earth currently, 5 out of 10 people have access to a PC, which is nice. But if you look at a mobile phone currently, 8.5 out of 10 people have access to a mobile phone. So for us, it really made sense to focus on those mobile users because many crypto applications are still desktop only, very hard to use, really like clunky UX UI. And we figured that when crypto evolves and matures, it will all move to mobile phones. The reason why we think this is because that is exactly what happened with banking, right? Like 20 years ago, you had to go to the bank and you had to physically be there. And then we had the internet come up and you could do some things on your desktop. And I think I speak for most of us, at least in the Western world, when I say, now we get our phone, we open our banking app, and we can pretty much do anything, right? And we think crypto is going the same way. So for us, it makes more sense to focus on those mobile users.
So are you taking existing apps and making them mobile, or is it a whole nother line of applications or dApps that you guys are presenting to the network?
A bit of both. So, for example, we have a mobile version of, we call it Physica Finance. That's our like DeFi hub. But that is also a Uniswap clone. So it's a fork of Uniswap, like you have many of them. So in that case, we made a mobile version of a app that already existed, but we also have our own wallet called Custrum. That is fully ours. We built that. So we do both.
What do you have a Uniswap fork that
Yeah.
is focused on a mobile display and a
Yeah.
mobile UI?
Yeah.
Okay, and so are you guys on the App Store and Android?
Yeah. So there we feel like you don't want to have too many apps for the same protocol. So we have Custrum. That's like the app you download on the iOS and App Store. And that really grants you access to the Plank network ecosystem. It is a multi-chain wallet, so there are several other blockchains that you can also self-custody with, and we will be increasing the support for other blockchains significantly in the coming months. But yeah, you can pretty much download Custrum. You're on the Plank network, and you can open the DEX, and you can do your swaps, you can do your trades, you can provide liquidity, etc., etc.
Nice. So what does the roadmap look like? What do you guys have in store for 2025 and 2026 and beyond?
Great question. I might as well just quickly share my screen and go over it. I reckon that would be nice. Let's see, share screen, screen. This one. I think I got it on screen right now. So what we learned from last year, we were extremely ambitious, and we had a really ambitious roadmap. But with all like software, and especially with crypto, sometimes just things come up and you have to adjust, right? So you saw the meme coin craze last year, for example. You kind of wanna do something with meme coins then. So we have been this roadmap is supposed to be a lot more doable, so that we can always like change course a little bit if there a great opportunity arises. So in Q1 we had Custrum released. That's the mobile wallet. It has since been released. Then we had in Q1 we have like a smart contract governance via subDAO that is needed for a few protocols, but also for example our DeFi hub. If we wanna decentralize governance there, then we needed that software. So that's also being built currently. I think it's about 80% done. Release a Plank SDK. That's just a software development kit with tools so that other people can more easily build on the Plank network. So it's mostly for developers. And distribute an on-chain oracle for Plank and USD and other fiat currencies. That is because there is a separate team building on the Plank network, and they are actually building a stablecoin protocol. So you can lock Plank and you get a stablecoin. And for that, we need oracles. So that's a bit about Q1. I'll go quickly to the other Qs because I don't think everyone can read it. Grants program, we've already done it once. We're going to do it again, but better. We learned a lot from the first few times we did it. We're going to build a tool within Custrum where you can send crypto directly to someone's phone. So someone in your phone contacts, and this person will get like a text saying, yo, can you please download Custrum? When you do, you can collect this crypto. So you can pretty much send 100 USD to your mom via Custrum. She gets a text, she makes the wallet, boom. That 100 USD gets credited to her address. Yes. Physical finance, rewards distribution, that has to do with like how we will distribute profits from the DEX, Delta Swap, and Physical governance improvements. Not that interesting. Q3, I think, will be a big one for us. Obviously, we are a Dutch crypto company or blockchain company, right? And aside from being like mobile first, one of the things we have going for us is that we're actually one of the few players in the Netherlands, and there are quite a few Web 2 and Web 3 companies looking to either go go for example, self-custody, so exchanges looking for self-custody solutions, or Web2 companies that really want to transition or partly transition to Web3. So in Q3, that's what we will be working on. We also have a tool called Delta Swap, which is our bridge. It's an EVM bridge. And we will be adding Bitcoin and Solana to that bridge. So you can bridge assets directly to the Plank blockchain. And Q4 is going to be like a major chain upgrade, a major EVM update. And we will be adding the two most important chains currently to our wallet, and that is Solana and Bitcoin. And we will be adding a way when you're in Custrum, so you're in our mobile app, to transact without actually using gas. I'm sure you've done it once or twice where you, for example, sell all your osmosis on osmosis and then you cannot move it anymore. I've done it several times. These are things that on the PC, that's like, okay, let's buy something on a sex and send it back. When you're doing that on mobile, it's kind of annoying. It is bad UX, bad UI, so we are giving people an opportunity to transact without paying gas. So that's real quick, the roadmap. I hope it wasn't too boring.
No. So a couple of questions.
Of course.
So on Q1, when you guys add the EVM smart contracts and the governance via sub-DAO, first question is mine is, upon the SDK, most of Cosmos builders write smart contracts in Rust, and then with Ethereum they write it in Solidity.
Correct.
So is there like an integration? How does that work? Does a developer need to learn Solidity in order to?
Pretty much, yeah. So the reason, and that is something maybe I haven't really talked about it yet. The founders of Plank have been in crypto for a very long time, and they were there when Ethereum came up, and they remember like everyone saying, "Oh, Ethereum is a scam," blah 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 blah. OG Bitcoiners, and they actually have like a bunch of experience with Ethereum specifically. So when they finally they then stepped out of crypto, they went to found several other successful companies, but their heart is with crypto, and they always wanted to do something with crypto, right? So when they finally did, there was like a really good reason for them to go Cosmos, because it's interruptible. They really liked IBC, and it is relatively easy to start your own chain. And the other thing was, how are they going to do smart contracts? They already know how to write Ethereum code. So it would be silly to then go for a CosmWasm stack. So that is the reason why they choose to go for EVM. So Cosmos developers, specifically for CosmWasm, will find it hard to build applications on Plank. But the Ethereum is much bigger. The EVM is a much bigger space. There are much more Ethereum developers. There's way more Ethereum code out there. So that's kind of the reason behind that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Talk to me more about the tokenomics behind the token.
Yeah, of course.
What's the max supply?
Yeah, so I hope that I'm just going to read it off, because I recently actually made a blog, because we think actually that our tokenomics are quite strong. So a little bit of the Plank tokenomics in short, right? We have no vested tokens anymore. All tokens have been unvested. They actually unvested on like February 27th, I believe. So no more sudden token unlocks. We have a total supply of 137 million Plank. And that is the supply that's out there right now, because nothing is locked. There's a bunch locked in the community pool, but apart from that, nothing is locked, right? And that our maximum supply currently is uncapped, with an inflation of 5% per year. So that's like in very short, that's our tokenomics. I can put it on screen for a second so people can more properly read it. Let me zoom in also a little bit. So these are really the tokenomics. So total supply, everything is in circulation. The supply is uncapped. Inflation is 5% per year. 28% of our tokens are currently staked, so that's like 38 million. And none are vesting. A few other things about our tokenomics is that we have no VCs, so we're fully self-funded currently. That is a challenge because obviously you have a lot less capital to play with, but that's also it can be a very bullish thing for some people, because when the price skyrockets, at least a VC isn't going to dump on you while you're buying in. So it's quite transparent. And we haven't really sold any tokens yet as well. So that is also something that may be interesting to people. I'm not saying the Blank Foundation will never sell any tokens, but to this day we've only been building heads down and haven't been selling any tokens.
Nice. Now, tell me more about the DAO. How do people find the DAO? How do people participate in governance? How does people get more involved with the community?
Right. So the EVM applications that we build, they have like separate DAOs, and I think we're building a dashboard for that. Currently, we don't really have an easy way for people to participate in like very specific things. When you look at the governance of the Plank network itself, it is very similar to every other Cosmos chain. So you have you can stake Plank. You can do it via Kepler wallet. You can do it via Castrum wallet. You can do it even via MetaMask, right? You can stake the tokens and then you get governance power. So and you get about like, I think currently it's like 15% APR as well. And yeah. Oh, it's 9%. I'm sorry. It's a little bit lower than I thought.
Yeah. So have you guys thought about using tools like DAO for governance?
No, currently not. Currently we just have like the hard part is that DAO is built on CosmWasm. So it would be quite hard for us to govern EVM applications via that tool, sadly.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So tell me about the DEX that you guys have. Now, I know the token is traded on Osmosis.
Yeah.
Is that the only place it's traded on, or is it on Astrovault or anything like that?
No, indeed, it is on Astrovault. We're really big fans of what Eric and the gang are building there. We're very bullish on Astrovault. So we did a liquidity deal with them. Apart from that, our token is also on Osmosis, as you said, and it's also on our own DEX, Physica Finance. I'll quickly share my screen so you guys can get a taste of what's that like. So this is Physica Finance. It's a very simple DEX. Everyone I think knows how this works. And we're also on BingX. BingX is one of the bigger centralized exchanges. We're also on there. So here you can manage your positions. Obviously, I'm not logged in currently, but you can provide liquidity here. When you go to farming, there are if I log in, there are a bunch of programs that you can farm. You can swap tokens that are on the Plank network. There are a bunch of tokens on there. We don't have too much yet. And then we also have a launchpad that is a tool very similar to Pump.fun, where you can launch your own token. And when you launch your own token, then people can buy it. And when it has enough money in it, then it will mature and it will go to an official pool in the DEX.
Nice.
Yeah.
So tell me about what are some of the biggest hurdles over the last year that you guys kind of accomplished, and some things that you look back on, you're like, man, thank God that's over. I'm glad we figured this out.
Yeah, we basically the biggest hurdle we've had is Castrum was always supposed to be like the heart of the Plank network. It is kind of what makes the Plank network go mobile first. And we were building that wallet for a while, and then we just really figured out that the way we were building it wasn't quite sustainable. So we basically decided to start from scratch, which was a bit rough, but it is something we felt like we had to do. So thank God it finally launched. We had to delay it for a few months as well because we wanted to add extra features, and we had like partners that were requesting certain features. So I think that was really the hardest part, software-wise. I think when you look at other things we're really still struggling with a little bit, it is attracting builders to the Plank ecosystem. There are so many great chains to build on. It is quite hard to get people to build on your chain specifically. Apart from that, we have seen it's been a rough market so far with a few. We went up a few times, but in general, we've been bleeding pretty badly. I think that the entire market I'm referring to, not specifically Plank. And I think that small caps, in particular, we're a small project. They have been hurting specifically.
Now, why do you think that is? Like this time of the year, we're supposed to be in a bull market. We're supposed to be alt season right now, but
Yeah.
instead, it seems like every good news we have a price dump. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy because I think that some people don't even understand how bullish it is. The things that are currently happening in the USA. The president of the United States is constantly bull posting about crypto. But I think that markets really do not like when there is when they get surprised, and I think Trump is a bit of a wild card, and I don't think markets just do not know what to expect, and I think that in combination with the war in Ukraine, which is also very unpredictable, whatever's going on in the Middle East, I think there are like a lot of things that are waiting. I feel like people are waiting for something to happen. I don't think anything specifically is going to happen. Very often, nothing really does happen. But there is a lot of uncertainty in the markets, and markets hate that. I think that's the main thing. I also just think, and I know a lot of my friends or people I talk to, developers, are maybe struggling with the inflation and with their the cost of living, for example, in many places extremely high. And here in the Netherlands, it's the same. I think those factors combined just make it a tough market.
it's like a melting pot to make a bear. That's for
Yep.
sure. Like
Yeah, sadly it is.
even today, like our CPI data came out, and we're below inflation, and typically that causes a market boom. But instead, we got a dump. It's crazy times. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
So back on to now, you guys. Does the DEX have its own token?
No.
No. Okay,
No.
so it's just the Plank token. That's
Yeah.
the only one that's the official token.
Yeah.
That's what you guys have launched. Okay.
Yeah. The reason we actually wanted to do a token, but what you see with DEX tokens is that it's pretty much just a slide down, because you're gonna likely use it for farming, for incentives, right? And when you do that, then everyone just farms incentives and sells the token.
Yeah.
I think that there's only only Astrovault is doing a really good job at that. We just decided to collect the fees in Plank, and we're likely going to distribute the revenue to Plank stakers. So increase that APR in a sustainable way. Maybe we even grow so big that we do not need to have inflation on the chain anymore, and we can pay stakers only in revenue. That's the
swap
goal.
fees.
Yeah.
It's hard. I've talked to other dexes and generating enough swap fees in order to sustain like the cost of running the dex, the cost of servers, developers, and all that stuff like that. All that little bitty stuff kind of adds up, and it's hard to generate those fees where it's enough to be able to sustain or keep your head above water. That's for sure.
I absolutely agree.
Are there any talks on like creating things like perpetuals or lending and borrowing or anything like that on
Yeah,
Plank?
lending and borrowing. We've been, I've actually been reaching out to some of the smaller lending and borrowing protocols within the EVM ecosystem to see if they wanted to also launch on the Plank network. So that is something we would like to get on board. But we don't have currently we don't have anyone trying to build that, but we're trying to attract a talented team of developers to do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, what is your like greatest accomplishment when it comes to what you guys have accomplished so far?
I think releasing Castrum was really big, and I think what is also awesome is that we've been doing weekly updates for like since we started. So I think that's like something that is quite a big achievement. We've been building non-stop. We've been releasing news every week, so I'm extremely proud of that.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, how long has the chain been live? What year did y'all launch the chain?
End of 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. So, let's see. Tell us. Okay, so you had some alpha before the call. You talked about a potential airdrop.
Yeah. So there's a very talented team of. I'm just quickly going to share my screen and show you guys around. There is a quite talented team of developers that is building a decentralized stablecoin platform. So you can lock Plank, you get a stablecoin. It's over collateralized. It's nothing like Luna. I've had that question so many times. It's nothing like Luna. It's over collateralized, and they are actually airdropping their token to a bunch of Cosmos communities. I'm not sure when this is going up. Can you give me, because then maybe I can share a little bit more alpha. But currently, we have distributed to about 200,000 Cosmos stakers, so 200,000 different wallets staking the Atom token. We've also done an airdrop for anyone that holds Quicksilver Atom, so QAtom. And we are working with a lot of big Cosmos protocols to also give them a piece of that airdrop of the ATC token. And that will be a governance/fee sharing token. So yeah, we have had CryptoCito cover us. We have Magmar from the Hub actually covering the airdrop, and we've been in contact with them to see how the Astonic team can really do a proper airdrop. They are just a team of developers, so I've been helping them with the airdrop from a project management and business development point of view, which has been a lot of fun. And if you are staking the major Cosmos coins, and I'll let you fill in the blanks which one that may be, then it is very likely that you will get a piece of the 30% that is getting airdropped.
And that is the actual governance token, correct?
Yeah, for the Ostonic protocol, yeah, and it's also going to be a fee sharing token.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about how does that interact with Plank? Like,
so
why is that important?
The reason they came to us to deploy that is that they really resonated with the mobile first narrative. And what is very important currently, which is like a huge narrative, if you look at, for example, what's it called, Solana, and you also have Aptos, is crypto payments. Crypto payments is huge, and for crypto payments, you want like a sustainable stablecoin, because you're going to play in stablecoins. So they said, yo, listen, we are going to deploy a stablecoin on the Plank network so we can facilitate mobile payments with cryptocurrency, with stablecoins. So that is kind of how that all fits in.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. We're really trying to make like this mobile ecosystem where you can do like a lot of DeFi stuff, where you can self-custody, where you can send money around all from like one app. That's kind of the idea. And I think we are well on our way to do it. I think we have a lot to build this year, but we'll get there.
Yeah. So I've seen a lot of projects targeting Ethereum, Solana, some of the big EVM chains or SVM chains. What about the little guys? What about the chains that are EVM compatible, like let's say Pulse Chain, which is basically like a cookie cutter copy? I know they get a lot of slack for the whole Hex ecosystem and being part of Richard Hart,
Right.
but they do have a lot of users and they are growing fast. So why not a bridge from some of these smaller up and coming chains over to Plank?
Yeah, we're definitely open to adding Delta Swap, that bridge, to implement that on their side as well. And that would also instantly give them access to Custrum. So they would also have a mobile wallet that they can use. That's like definitely something we're open to. We can only do so many projects at the same time. So right now we just focus on getting Bitcoin in there, getting Solana in there, and I think Sui is also going to be one that I'm going to push for with the development team. But if those chains saw any potential in Plank, they could technically deploy Delta Swap on their own end without any of our help, and they would be able to connect to Cosmos that way as well. So that is definitely like something they should consider as well. We can also, of course, do the work, but you can only do so many projects at the same time.
Yeah, agree. You start getting bottled down and head down. So where do people find you guys? How can we find the updates? Is Twitter, Discord,
Yeah.
or X, should I say?
Yeah, Twitter or X. I'm gonna call it Twitter forever. I think following our Twitter account is probably the easiest way, and we also have like a super active Telegram community that's growing. So those are definitely the two places I think you should follow. But I pretty much cross post everything everywhere. So if you're a Reddit user, go to the Plank Reddit. But if you want to kind of interact with the whole thing, I think Telegram would be best.
Okay. And I'll have all those links in the show notes. So if you guys want to get verifiable links, those will be in the show notes for you guys firsthand. Is there anything else that we've missed? I forgot to ask, or anything you want to add into the community?
I don't think so. I think we've pretty much covered the entire basis of Plank. All I would like to say is we are a small but super ambitious Dutch team. We're self-funded. We're doing a lot of cool stuff. So if this is something that resonates you, definitely check it out. If you're a builder or if you want to deploy some Ethereum code, we are always ready for marketing support. I hope to see your viewers in the Plank Telegram. And apart from that, I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to give us a platform. And if you ever need anyone to get on and yap a little bit, definitely open to get back again.
Yeah, and then we host a weekly live stream on X every Sunday at 2 p.m. It's a way for people in the Cosmos ecosystem to kind of meet each other and kind of grow and network, things like that. I mean, you're always welcome. Mic is open for you or for anyone. All you have to do is just request to speak, or if you don't want to speak, you can leave. I'll monitor the comments. You can write your question in the comments, and I'll be happy to be your voice. Is there anything we missed? I think that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, I think we've covered a lot of ground in a very short amount of time, actually.
Okay. Well, there you have it, guys. That is Thom from the Plank Network. We are excited that they are continuously building their chain, their DEX. Excited about the airdrop for the governance token for their stablecoin. We hope to see them on more DEXs and to get their exposure. So if you are running a DEX and you want to get a hold of the Plank, reach out. I'll be happy to connect you guys. Thank you again for tuning in. We sure do appreciate it.